My dear friends and parishioners, a very warm welcome to all of you, and it's a joy to be with you for the 13th Sunday in Ordinary Time. Our Gospel reading is from Mark chapter 5 verses 21 to 43, and the theme is a call to have faith. When faced with uncertainty and the unknown that can become a crisis, such situation call us to respond with courage and faith. As a priest, I often have to accompany many families who are caught up in emergencies and anxieties like an accident that is life-threatening or an illness that is debilitating, or when they have financial or personal crisis. In such cases, we can either respond in fear or faith, in hope or despair. Jesus calls us to have faith. We see in our Gospel for this week how he responded to the anguish and grief of the leader of the synagogue, Jairus, who pleaded with him to save his daughter's life as she was desperately sick. However, before he got to her, news came that she had died. Even in death, Jesus tells her father, "Do not be afraid, only have faith." Mark chapter 5 verse 36. Jesus sees things that we cannot see. He sees death as asleep. The child is not dead but asleep. Mark 5 verse 39. At this, the crowds laughed at him. They did so in mockery or thought that he was mad, for plainly they could see that she had died. How often, when we want to do something good or something unusual or new, people think we are mad or stupid. They can laugh at us and indeed even at Jesus. But he was not put off. Instead, he sent them off. They are like the bad spirits that try to discourage, disturb, and destroy. We can learn from Jesus in dealing with such people or such negative spirits, just to cast them away, be off. And last year, Pope Francis encouraged us to have faith in God when he spoke his address, Urbi et Orbi, to the world and cities on the 27th of March 2020 at the beginning of the pandemic. He said, like the disciples, we will experience that with him, Jesus on board, there will be no shipwreck. This is God's strength, turning to good everything that happens to us, even bad things. He brings serenity into our storms, because with God, life never dies. These words of faith from Pope Francis has been a powerful and inspirational example. With God, life never dies. It seems to me that there is a reality that we have failed to notice, that God does not want us to die. And from our first reading in the Book of Wisdom, we read with assurance, death was not God's doing. He takes no pleasure in the extinction of the living. To be, for this he created all. Wisdom chapter 1 verse 13 to 14. And so let us remember that we are made for God, to be with God for all eternity. Jesus affirms this to us when he eventually restored life to the child who was asleep with his words of life. Talitha cum, little girl, I tell you to get up. And so when we are down and anxious, when we are confused and lost, when we are tired and finally fall asleep one day, let us hear the voice of Jesus, who will call us to get up. And so, my dear friends, with that, I have two questions for our reflections. One is, what is one anxiety that weighs me down at this moment that I need to surrender to Jesus? And the second question is, what can I do to strengthen my faith? And so, join me then, my dear friends, to pray together with Mother Mary for protection. And so together, O Mary, you always shine on our path as a sign of salvation and of hope. We entrust ourselves to you, health of the sick, who at the cross took part in Jesus' pain, keeping your faith firm. You, salvation of the Roman people and of the whole world, know what we need, and we are sure you will provide, so that as in Cana of Galilee, we may return to joy and feasting after this time of trial. Help us, Mother of Divine Love, to conform to the will of the Father and to do as we are told by Jesus, who has taken upon himself our sufferings and carried our sorrows, to lead us through the cross to the joy of the resurrection. Under your protection we seek refuge, Holy Mother of God. Do not disdain the entreaties of we who are in trial, but deliver us from every danger, O glorious and blessed Virgin. Amen. So thank you for joining me, and have a safe and happy weekend. God bless all of you.